Imagine your heart as a pristine mirror, capable of reflecting divine light with perfect clarity. Now picture that same mirror slowly becoming covered with dust, each speck representing our attachment to worldly things. This isn't just a metaphor, it's the reality the Prophet Muhammad experienced in a profound way that should shake us to our core. One day, after finishing his prayer, he rushed out in distress over something that would seem trivial to most of us. What could disturb the heart of the most devoted servant of Allah? The answer reveals everything about the spiritual disease afflicting our generation. The Prophet's distress came from a simple piece of gold that remained in his home. During his prayer, the thought of this gold crossed his mind, and he said something extraordinary. I disliked that it should hold me back. Think about those words carefully. A fleeting thought about gold during prayer was enough to trouble him so deeply that he immediately acted to remove it. He didn't want anything, not even for a moment, to imprison his heart and prevent it from fully turning toward Allah. This wasn't about the gold itself. It was about the space it occupied in his consciousness, however briefly. One of the companions used to seek refuge from what he called the scattering of the heart. When asked what he meant, he explained, "It's when you have wealth in every valley, scattered interests pulling your attention in different directions. Your mind jumps from your property to your business, from your investments to your projects. Then when you stand in prayer, all these thoughts come rushing back uninvited. This is human nature. Our hearts are called kolb in Arabic precisely because they fluctuate and turn. Satan finds his pathway through these fluctuations, but only when our hearts become attached to worldly pursuits. Consider the stark difference with those who truly understand this world's nature. The believer who recognizes that life is merely numbered days, that everything in it will vanish while only Allah's eternal face remains, such a person can possess great wealth without their heart being possessed by it. Abu Bakr was a merchant. Uthman was a merchant. Their trade didn't prevent them from devotion because worldly things remained in their hands, not in their hearts. But today we've reversed this equation completely. The world that should be in our hands has settled into our hearts instead. Why do we complain about lacking focus in prayer, about not weeping from fear of Allah? Because our hearts have become fragmented across worldly pleasures, problems, and endless concerns. We've given these things weight in our hearts, and that's the root of our struggle. Allah reminds us that worldly life is merely play, amusement, adornment, boasting, and competition in wealth and children, like rain that produces plants that please farmers, then withers, turns yellow, and becomes debris. This is the reality for those who live only for this world. The imprisoned person is truly one whose heart is imprisoned away from Allah, as Ibn Taymiyyah explained. The Prophet's statement, "I dislike that it should hold me back," reveals this profound understanding, even though the thought that crossed his mind during prayer was about charity, giving away wealth, not hoarding it. And even though such passing thoughts are natural and don't invalidate prayer, he still acted immediately. This resembles Umar's statement that he would sometimes organize military formations in his mind during prayer. These were hearts of extraordinary capacity, perhaps able to maintain multiple forms of devotion simultaneously. The Prophet had left some gold for charity at home and disliked leaving it overnight. He wanted to distribute it before evening arrived. This teaches us the lesson this chapter emphasizes: hastening toward good deeds. Notice how quickly he moved to give this charity away. Obstacles arise, procrastination creeps in, death comes suddenly. If you have money you intend to give it before you sleep tonight. You don't know what tomorrow brings or in which land you'll die. Perhaps those few coins could be your salvation from the fire. The Prophet taught us to guard against hellfire, even with half a date given in charity. Don't delay good deeds. Reflect on what happened immediately after he finished praying. He stood up quickly, wanting to distribute that wealth. Look at this rush toward goodness. This is how a believer should be, racing toward good deeds without delay. The scholars noted multiple lessons from this single incident. It's permissible for someone leading prayer to step over people after finishing if they have an urgent need. The Imam may leave immediately after the closing salutation if necessary, though sitting briefly is preferable. A person may walk quickly for a legitimate purpose without contradicting dignity. One should hasten to give charity on the same day rather than postponing it. The fact that a person might think about something during prayer, as the Prophet did and as Umar described, shows this is part of human nature and doesn't invalidate the prayer. Great scholars extracted numerous rulings and benefits from this one narration, demonstrating how a single authentic report contains layers of wisdom and practical guidance. This is how knowledge should be approached, extracting deep meanings and multiple applications from each piece of evidence. May Allah grant us sound hearts, tranquil through His remembrance, longing for meeting Him. May He make us among those who race toward good deeds, and may He forgive and show us mercy. All praise belongs to Allah, Lord of all worlds, and may His blessings and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad, his family, and his companions.